Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Janmat Pranam Jai, Hare Krishna Jai, Balram Jayanti.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji, and same to you.
Okay, so very good, very good, very good. And let's see, I have I should start sharing. Momentarily sharing the screen. Let me know whether you're able to see desktop number 2 where I'm showing you Bhagavad-gita.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So this is a dual verse, 18 and 19 together. And we had already done 18, so today we'll do 19 after these short prayers to the spiritual master. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so let's start reading from the 12th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, verse number 18 and 19, but we'll focus on 19 today. Okay, let's see if I can scroll it so that I can see Hindi and the English together. Okay. Samaha shatrau cha mitre cha tatan apamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu samaha sangha vivarjitaha tulya ninda stutirmoni santushto yena kenachit aniketa sthirmatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Okay, so let's see. Sama we had heard from last time. It means equal. Shatra to an enemy. Cha is an. Also. Or also. Mitre to a friend. Cha also. Tatha so. Mana in honor. Apamana yoho and dishonor. Shita in cold. Ushna in heat. Sukha happiness. Dukkheshu distress. Samaha equipoise. Sangha vivarjita free from all association. So this was all the way up to the 18th verse, right? And then the 19th verse starts with Tulya. So Tulya means equal, like you know how we always measure on Taraju, the Tulya, comparing, so equal. Ninda in defamation, Stutihi and repute, Mani silent, Santushtaha satisfied, Yena kenachit with anything, Aniketaha having no residence, Sthira fixed, Matihi determination, Bhaktiman engaged in devotion, Me to me, Priyaha dear, Naraha a man. Okay, so Tulya Ninda Suti Mani is today's verse. And the translation, one he is equal to friends and enemy. And actually, this is where today's translation starts. Tulya, equal, right? To friends and enemies, who is equipoise in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent, Mani, and satisfied with everything, Santushta, who doesn't care for any residence, Aniketa, who is fixed in knowledge, Festir Matir, and who is engaged in devotional service, such a person is very dear to me. Okay, so that's the verse for today. And we'll go here to the reading order and read from there. So we started with Sutapa here. So let's get Sutapa Mataji here. And then we had Aruni Mataji come in. And who else is there? Meera has also joined us today. Okay, fantastic. So Sutapa Mataji, Aruni Mataji, Varshana Mataji, and then Meera Mataji. Anybody I'm missing there that I don't see on my screen?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah.
Okay, Sonia is also there. Somehow, because of the screen size, some things go off of my screen. So Sonia is there. Very nice. So we'll get Sonia also. Okay, good. So we know the order. Sutapa, Aruni, Varshana, Meera, and then Sonia. And let's look at the verse here. Okay.
Should I start, Mataji?
Yeah, let me give the breakdown first. Okay. So Tulya, for the first word, Tulya, Ninda, Stutir, Mani, Santush. There's a sh there, tush. And then there's a hard T, santushto, right? As in Tom, or hit, or heat. Okay. Ye, na, ke, na, chit, ani, ke, taha, sthira, matir, bhakti, man, me, priyo, naraha. So today's verse is a simpler one, right? Compared to all the others that you have been doing. Okay. So now let's go into our reading order and see. So Tapa, go.
Yes.
Okay.
Tulya Ninda Stutir Moni Shantushto Yena Kenachit Aniketaha Sthiramatir Bhaktiman Me Priyo Naraha.
Okay, very good. All right. Let's go to Arani Mataji.
Tulya nindhastu tirmauni santushto ye na ke nachit aniketahasti ramathir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay. Do it one more time, Arani Mataji, from the beginning.
Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto ye na ke nachit aniketaha sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Naraha. Okay, good. So on this one, right, this is and I think I got you misled when I said as in sit, right? So here in this part of the world, we don't say sit as we say in India, we say sit, right? So this is T as in Thomas or talking, right? When you say, why are you talking? So that ta is there, tomato, ta, right? So santush. And so you had mispronounced it, in the beginning, but as you went along, then you got it. So I think it comes from the previous, impressions. So santush, this is titli, tush, and this is tomato, ta, right? Tush to, santush to.
Yeah,
Right?
later I looked at the Sanskrit, so that's
Yes,
how I got it.
yeah, really good, right? Yeah, I could see that thing. That's why I asked you to repeat it, because I could see you were getting back on track. Okay, Meera. Meera Mataji, you're speaking on mute if you're speaking.
Oh, sorry. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kena chit aniketaha stira matir bhakti man me priyo na raha.
Very good. Sonia Mataji. Oh, did we miss Parshana? Sorry, Parshana
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no. It's okay, Mataji.
Yeah, no, I'm the
It's okay.
culprit.
No, not at all. No, Mataji.
Okay.
Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto ye na ke na chit aniketaha sthiramatir bhakti man me priyo na raha.
Very nice. Then Sonia.
Tulya ninda stutir moni santushto yena केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः.
Very nice. Okay, one more time. Starting from the beginning and in the right order this time. Sutapa.
Yes, Mataji. Tulya ninda stuti mauni shantushto yena kenachit aniketaha sthiramatir vaktiman me priyo naraha.
Very nice. Arni?
Tulya nindha stutir mauni santushto ye na ke nachit aniketah ramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay, so this is santush to and not ho. To, right? Sun, and this is tush and not tush. So there's a difference there, right? This is tha and this is ta. This is ta and this is ta, right? So ta, tha, ta. Yeah.
Santushto.
Toe, as in, you have a feet and then there's the toes on the feet. Yeah, that toe.
Santushto. Okay.
No, toe.
Toe.
Yeah, as you and the feet, you see the fingers on the feet, the big toe, like that.
Oh, toe. Santushto.
Okay. Yena kena chit. All right. So let's see, Varshana.
Yes, Mataji. Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Naraha. Okay, very good. Meera.
Okay. Oh, can you see the first word? I cannot see.
Oh, I can. Sorry about that. My mistake. I was copying and I got into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketaha sthira matir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Right.
Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Very good. And Garima, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tulya ninda stutirmo.
Hold on. We are breaking the words and then saying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tulya ninda stutirmoni santushto yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Naraha. Okay. Now let's go back to the beginning and do the full form. Okay. Yeah. This one.
Okay, Mataji. Yes, man. Tulya ninda stutirmoni shantushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay. Very good. Mataji?
Tulya nindastuthirmauni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramathir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Yeah. So you will have to pay attention to the ta and the tha. Ta and the tha and ta and the tha. Ta and the tha. Right? So I will record it. I will, at the end of the class, I'll record it and I'll post it to listen to that carefully and then pay, just and then practice it out. You get it. Rest of that is perfect. Okay, Varshana Mataji?
Yes. Tulya nindastutirmoni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Very good. Give me the first line.
Tulya nindastutirmoni.
Okay. So this is, how would you pronounce? Let me ask this question here. How will you pronounce this word?
Tulya.
And how would you pronounce this one? This one.
Tulya.
Yeah, you see the difference? Tulya. So
Yes.
this is Tulya and not Tulye. All right?
Okay.
Got it? All right. So let's go.
Thank you.
Meera Mataji. Yeah.
Tulya nindastutirmauni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthira matir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay, very good. Suni.
Tulya nindastutirmoni santushto yena kenachit aniketah sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay, very good. Garima.
Tulya ninda stutirmoni santushto yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay. Now all of you together do it.
Tulya
Ninda
Stutirmoni
sutilmoni santushtoyo yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha.
Okay, good. Very good. So we have come to the 19th verse. There are 20 verses in chapter 12. So you see, by slowly and steadily practicing it, and I'm pretty sure that you also feel that you have come a long way, right? From where we started 18 weeks ago. I should say we have been doing 1 week at a time, but you do it if you consistently, it's all about being consistent. And so I think just a little more than 18 weeks, I'm pretty sure I must have, not have the class on some Sundays, but in general, by slowly but steadily, we have progressed and, we've done that. And the same thing applies to devotional service also. And talking about that, I was thinking that since today is Balram Jayanti, we could spend a little minute and go over and read a chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam, if you all are okay, on one of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Can we do
Yes,
that?
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
All righty. So we are going into Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter from the 10th, which is Lord Balram slays the demon Pralamba. Okay, and let's go to the verses. And why don't you all take turns and the same reading order that we had, right? By now you remember your reading order. And so same reading order, and let us do 3 verses, everybody. Okay, so we will start with Sutapa Mataji.
Okay. Text 1. Shukadev Goswami said, surrounded by his blissful companions who constantly chanted his glories, Sri Krishna then entered the village of Braja, which was decorated with herds of cows. Text 2. While Krishna and Balaram were thus enjoying life in Vrindavan in the guise of ordinary cowherd boys, the summer season gradually appeared. This season is not very pleasing to embodied souls. Text 3. Nevertheless, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead was personally staying in Vrindavan along with Balaram, summer manifested the qualities of spring. Such are the features of the land of Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.
Text 4. In Vrindavana, the loud sound of waterfalls covered the cricket's noise, and clusters of trees constantly moistened by spray from those waterfalls beautified the entire area. Text 5. The wind wafting over the waves of the lakes and flowing rivers carried away the pollen of many varieties of lotuses and water lilies, and then cooled the entire Vrindavana area. Thus, the residents there did not suffer from the heat generated by the blazing summer sun and seasonal forest fires. Indeed, Vrindavana was abundant with fresh green grass. Text 6. With their flowing waves, the deep rivers drenched their banks, making them, can you scroll up, Mataji? Making them damp and muddy. Thus, the rays of the sun, which were as fierce as poison, could not evaporate the earth's sap or parch its green grass.
Text 7. Flowers beautifully decorated the forest of Vrindavan, and many varieties of animals and birds filled it with sound. The peacocks and the bees sang, and the cuckoos and the crane cooed. Text 8. Intending to engage in pastimes, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, accompanied by Lord Balram and surrounded by the cowherd boys and the cows, entered the forest of Vrindavana as he played his flute. Text 9. Decorating themselves with newly grown leaves, along with the peacock feathers, garlands, clusters, and flower buds, and colored minerals, Balram, Krishna, and their cowherd friends danced, wrestled, and sang. Hare Krishna. Text 10.
Text 10. As Krishna danced, some of the boys accompanied him by singing and others by playing flutes, hand cymbals, and buffalo horns, while still others praised his dancing. Text 11. O King demigods, O King, demigods disguise themselves as members of cowheads community, and just as dramatic dancers praise another dancer, worshipped Krishna and Balram, who were also appearing as cowhead boys. Text 12. Krishna and Balram played with their cowhead boyfriends by whirling about, leaping, hurling, slapping, and fighting. Sometimes Krishna and Balram would pull the hair on the boys' heads. Hare Krishna.
Text 13. While the other boys were dancing, O King, Krishna and Balram would sometimes accompany them with song and instrumental music, and sometimes the two lords would praise the boys, saying, "Very good, very good." Text 14. Sometimes the cowherd boys would play with bilva or kumbha fruits, and sometimes with handful of amalaka fruits. At other times, they would play with the games of trying to touch one another or trying to identify somebody while one is blindfolded. And sometimes they would imitate the animals and birds. Text 15, they would sometimes jump around like frogs, sometimes play various jokes, sometimes ride in swings, and sometimes imitate monarchs.
Text 16. In this way, Krishna and Balram played all sorts of well-known games as they wandered around among the rivers, hills, valleys, bushes, trees, and lakes of Vrindavan. Text 17. While Rama, Krishna, and their cowherd friends were thus tending the cows in that Vrindavan forest, the demon Pralamba entered their midst. He had assumed the form of a cowherd boy with the intention of kidnapping Krishna and Balram.
One more.
Since the Supreme Lord Krishna, who had appeared in the Dashara dynasty, sees everything, he understood who the demon was. Still, the Lord pretended to accept the demon as a friend, while at the same time seriously considering how to kill him.
Text 19. Krishna, who knows all sports and games, they call the together. Mataji, the later is covering together the.
What is covering?
Oh, Mataji, the corner letter. Yeah, cowherd boys and spoke as follows. Hey, cowherd boys, let's play now. We will divide ourselves into two even teams. Text 20. The cowherd boys chose Krishna and Balaram as the leaders of the two parties. Some of the boys were on Krishna's side and others joined Balaram. Text 21. The boys played various games involving carriers and passengers. In these games, the winner would climb up on the backs of the loser who would have to carry them.
Text 22. Thus carrying and being carried by one another and at the same time tending the cows, the boys followed Krishna to a banyan tree known as Bandiraka. Text 23. My dear King Parikshit, when Shraddha-devi Vrishabha and the other members of Lord Balarama's party were victorious in these games, Krishna and his followers had to carry them. Text 24. Defeated, the Supreme Lord Krishna carried Shraddha, Bhadrasena carried Vrishabha, and Pralamba carried Balarama, the son of Rohini.
Text 25. Considering Lord Krishna invincible, the foremost demon Pralamba quickly carried Balram far beyond the spot where he was supposed to put his passenger down. Text 26. As the great demon carried Balram, the Lord became as heavy as massive Mount Sumeru, and Pralamba had to slow down. He then resumed his actual form, and an effulgent body that was covered with golden ornaments and that resembled a cloud flashing with lighting and carrying the moon. Text 27. When Lord Balram, who carries the plow weapon, saw the gigantic body of the demon as he moved swiftly in the sky, with his blazing eyes, fiery hair, terrible teeth reaching
Fiery hair.
fiery hair, terrible teeth reaching toward his scowling brows. Scowling. Okay, thank you. Scowling brows and an amazing effulgence generated by his armlets, crown, and earrings. The Lord seemed to become a little frightened. Hare Krishna.
Text 28. Remembering the actual situation, the fearless Balram understood that the demon was trying to kidnap him and take him away from his companions. The Lord then became furious and struck the demon's head with his hard fist, just as Indra, the king of demigods, strikes a mountain with his thunderbolt weapon. Text 29. Thus smashed by Balram's fist, Pralamba's head immediately cracked open. The demon vomited blood from his mouth and lost all consciousness, and then, with a great noise, he fell lifeless on the ground, like a mountain devastated by Indra. Text 30. The cowhead boys were most astonished to see how the powerful Balram had killed the demon Pralamba, and they exclaimed, "Excellent, excellent." Hare Krishna.
Text 31, they offered Balram profuse benedictions and then glorified him, who, deserves all glorifications. Their minds overwhelmed with ecstatic love, they embraced him as if he had come back from the dead. Text 32, the sinful Pralamba having been killed, the demigods felt extremely happy, and they showered flower garlands upon Lord Balram and praised the excellence of his deed.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Bol.
Mataji. Thank you so much. Mm.
So there is a,
Hare
yeah, so there is a, when the acharyas have looked at it, when they look at all these pastimes of Krishna and they talk about how each of these pastimes represents something for us. So when the killing of Pralambasura, so what do we take from here, right? So when we are looking at Balram, first thing, you look at his name, it says Bala, right? So Balram, we pray to Balram to give us the strength. And why do we need the strength, right? And we are devotees. Why are we looking for strength? So we need the strength to overcome our anarthas, because we have to fight the demons which are inside us, right? And so this Pralambasura, and don't ask me why, but Pralambasura's killing of the Pralamba is actually, is, what does that mean? Balram is going to Pralamba, so I will pray to Balram and I will kill Pralamba in my body. And what does the Pralamba in my body do? The Pralamba in my body, P for Pralamba, and P is for personal gain and personal honor, right? So we all have this thing inside that I want a little personal gain. I want a little people to appreciate me and things like that, which kind of ties back to our words that we have talked about, that, this person is Tulya Ninda Sutirmani. The devotee is the same, whether it is he's being defamed by anybody or whether he is being, being praised. So there's repute for him. So either of the cases, he stays the same. And how do you stay the same? You stay the same by killing this demon Pralambasura, who is all inside us. And Lord Balram can help us, kill that. So that's the mood of reading this particular passage.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Nice. Good
Thank
explanation.
you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, will you
Mataji, I need little help of yours, Mataji. I have to sit and write the offering for Srila Prabhupada. If you can help me in giving some points, I